It all started with a minor altercation at a Manchester nightclub, where tensions flared as a drink was hurled between two rival groups. The root cause was seemingly trivial: a dispute over the authenticity of a Breitling watch purchased by one individual from another, which turned out to be counterfeit. However, this seemingly inconsequential incident ignited a series of violent events spanning 4 years. This period saw a surge in brutality, including 2 murders, numerous shootings, and a relentless cycle of revenge attacks reminiscent of the infamous gun violence era in Manchester. At the heart of this chaos was Mark Fellows, dubbed the Iceman for his calm demeanor. Fellows played a central role in the escalation of violence, ultimately earning himself a place among the rare few in England and Wales sentenced to life without parole. His conviction stemmed from the brutal killings of his rivals, Paul Massey and John Kinsella. In a chilling display of ruthlessness, Fellows gunned down Massey with an Uzi submachine gun in 2015, followed by the calculated execution of Kinsella 3 years later. These murders reverberated throughout the criminal underworld of northwest England, sending shockwaves through its ranks. Massey, once known for his involvement in the drug trade during Manchester's rave scene, maintained a significant presence in Salford despite his controversial past. Kinsella, on the other hand, commanded both respect and fear, having famously intervened to protect former England footballer Steven Gerrard from harm, solidifying his reputation as a formidable enforcer in Merseyside. The fact that Kinsella served as a pallbearer at Massey's funeral underscores the complexity of their relationship. The unresolved murders of Massey and Kinsella cast a long shadow over the Greater Manchester Police for 3 years. With a daunting list of 112 potential suspects, including key figures from the Salford Underworld, detectives faced an uphill battle. The pervasive silence of the public, driven by fear of reprisal, only added to the challenge of bringing those responsible to justice. Let's delve into it. Paul Massey was a prominent figure in and around Manchester, earning the moniker Salford's Mr. Big, following a contentious council meeting in 1992 where accusations linked him to civil disturbances in the city. Over the years, he wielded significant influence in certain areas of Salford, drawing the attention of law enforcement eager to apprehend him. Despite this, he garnered admiration from some quarters for his vocal opposition to heroin, which he expressed through stickers plastered on lampposts, warning against its use with the stark message, "You smack and get smacked." In April 2015, amidst rumors suggesting his involvement in mediating a series of violent incidents, Massey denied any such role, refuting claims that police had approached him for assistance. A former associate alleged to the media that Massey met his demise while attempting to broker peace between warring factions as their conflicts escalated. Police suspected Massey's affiliation with one group, dubbed the A-Team, while their rivals, known as the anti-A-Team, were believed to have ordered his assassination. On the fateful evening of July 26, 2015, Massey pulled into a bargain booze store on the outskirts of Manchester in his silver BMW 5 Series, returning from a less-than-relaxing trip to Winkup's holiday camp on the North Wales coast. However, his getaway offered no respite as he was besieged by incessant calls on 2 mobile phones, with numerous individuals seeking his aid, burdening him further amid mounting tensions. As Massey entered the store, his routine purchase of Bacardi and Coke followed, along with a customary tip for the cashier, before he swiftly exited within a minute. Unbeknownst to him, a shadowy figure trailed him, mere seconds behind. Returning from his vacation, Massey spent the afternoon with 2 associates before making a stop at a bookie. His next destination was the purchase of his favored Bacardi and Coke, culminating in his arrival at his spacious colonial-style home, nestled away from the bustling road behind wrought iron gates. Little did Massey know, an assailant had been alerted to his whereabouts by the individual tailing him. Patiently lying in wait nearby, the attacker seized the moment as Massey stepped out of his vehicle at precisely 7:27 p.m., disguised with a fake beard and clad in combat attire. The tall and athletic figure brandished an Uzi and unleashed a barrage of bullets. This chilling scene unfolded just as Massey had predicted in a BBC interview from the late 1990s, where he had resignedly acknowledged the risks, saying, "If it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen." In the chaos of the driveway, Massey felt a searing pain in his left shin as bone fragments scattered on the gravel. The impact caused him to drop the Bacardi bottle, shattering it, and a bullet tore through 3 fingers on his right hand, severing one completely. Despite these grievous wounds, Massey managed to seek refuge behind nearby trash bins and dialed emergency services for assistance. The assailant approached the bins with confidence, relentlessly firing at Massey. Among the hail of 18 bullets unleashed, one proved devastating. It tore through Massey's 5th rib on his left side, piercing his chest cavity and causing extensive damage to his heart, lungs, and back. As blood filled Massey's chest and stained the ground beneath him, the shooter swiftly made his escape. Crossing the street and darting through the graveyard of the parish church of St. Anne, the assailant disappeared into a wooded area. Waste no time, he hopped onto a bicycle and vanished from the scene. The bold getaway of Massey's killer seized the attention of British tabloids, drawing parallels to the gripping narratives of shows like Peaky Blinders or The Sopranos. Despite authorities identifying over 100 persons of interest, the case remained unresolved. To unravel the mystery surrounding the high-profile assassination, one must grasp the essence of the Salford Code, encapsulated in 2 simple words: don't grass. This unwritten rule of silence permeated the community, adding layers of complexity to the investigation. On May 5, 2018, John Kinsella, a father of 2, was taking a leisurely walk with his American bulldogs near Junction 7 of the M62 at Rainhill, accompanied by his pregnant partner, Wendy Owen. Suddenly, they were approached from behind by an individual wearing a mask and a high-visibility vest, riding a mountain bike. In a calculated attack, the masked assailant shot Kinsella twice in the back, causing him to collapse instantly. Witnessing the brutal assault, Miss Owen described how the assailant, later identified as the Iceman, calmly approached her injured partner and callously fired 2 additional shots at close range into the back of his head. Despite extensive investigations, CCTV footage failed to capture the actual murder, but did show an unidentified man riding a bicycle towards Kinsella's residence around 5 a.m. While the man's identity remained concealed, he bore a striking resemblance to Fellows. Consequently, on May 30, 2018, authorities apprehended Fellows upon his arrival at Manchester Airport from Amsterdam. He was suspected of being responsible for both murders, but remained tight-lipped during police interviews. In the hours following Kinsella's murder, Mark Fellows spent time with his mother at the Trafford Centre, dining at ZZ Restaurant, and splurging on a pair of trendy 165 mallet trainers from JD Sports. Later, he socialized with friends at the pub and enjoyed a meal at KFC before jetting off to Amsterdam for a holiday. Despite the gravity of the allegations against him, Fellows displayed no signs of anxiety or remorse if he indeed carried out the murder. Fellows had long been on the radar of authorities due to his ties with the anti-A team. His association with the group gained attention when he was wounded in the buttocks shortly after Massey's murder, yet he had never faced arrest, despite having a criminal record with 5 convictions for offenses like robbery and illegal possession of ammunition. Notably, his past didn't suggest any involvement in assassination activities. With his square jawline and slender physique more reminiscent of a runner than a seasoned assassin, Fellows led a seemingly quiet life in Salford. Born and raised in Salford, Fellows dealt with the challenges of a childhood illness, necessitating the use of a colostomy bag. Despite this, he was meticulous about his personal hygiene and well-being. With 2 young children to care for, Fellows worked night shifts as a sous chef, specializing in source preparation for a company that produced chilled and frozen foods. While evidence against him was circumstantial, law enforcement found a suspicious smartphone in his possession, modified to enter an encrypted mode with a specific combination of buttons. Although not illegal in itself, this discovery piqued detectives' interest, raising questions about why someone would possess such a device unless involved in illicit activities. Furthermore, suspicions intensified when a suspected accomplice, Stephen Boyle, was apprehended. Prosecutors alleged that Boyle, a friend and associate of Fellows, had trailed Massey in a car after his stop at Bargain Booze in 2015 and had been lying in wait in 2018, signaling Fellows when Kinsella and his dogs approached. Like Fellows, Boyle, age 35, had a history of minor convictions. Upon his arrest at a hotel near Manchester, Boyle's cryptic statement hinted at his knowledge. "I haven't murdered anybody, but I probably know more things about it than I should." While intriguing, Boyle's words fell short of providing concrete evidence. The police needed something tangible to tie him to the crimes. Their opportunity came during a raid on Mark Fellows' apartment, where they scoured for any connections to the murders. While they didn't find the bicycle seen in CCTV footage or a murder weapon, they stumbled upon a seemingly insignificant item that would unravel both cases: a Garmin Forerunner 10 GPS watch. Fellows, an avid long-distance runner, relied on his Garmin Forerunner 10 GPS watch to track his runs. He had recently completed the 10K segment of the Great Manchester Run in an impressive 47 minutes, captured in official race photos showing him crossing the finish line with his disheveled hair and the Garmin watch strapped to his wrist. Investigators extracted data from the device, revealing not only Fellowes' running activities, but also a series of reconnaissance missions. Interestingly, he had deliberately refrained from using the watch during his travels to and from the murder scenes. 3 months prior to Massey's murder, Fellowes had journeyed from his Salford home to the field near Massey's residence. The watch data indicated cycling speeds rather than walking, and a manual pause in location tracking while he stood near a small stone church. He spent approximately 8 minutes there, evidently scouting the area and planning his escape route. This crucial evidence, combined with Boyle's loose lips, provided the breakthrough needed to link Fellowes to both murders. The trial that followed was marked by unprecedented levels of security, surpassing any previous cases seen by prosecutors. At Liverpool Crown Court, the jury was strictly shielded from photography, and mobile phone usage was strictly prohibited. Over the 6-week trial, the prosecution argued that Fellowes had been contracted for both murders, with Boyle aiding him each time. Fellowes' defense attorney opted not to present any witnesses, while Boyle's defense, arguing his role as a spotter, called Boyle himself to testify. During his testimony, Boyle shocked the courtroom once more, denying involvement in Massey's murder but admitting to being present at Kinsella's murder under the belief it was a drug deal. He claimed Fellowes had then killed Kinsella and handed him a revolver concealed in a sock within a backpack. The prosecution scorned Boyle's defense, and the jury remained unconvinced, dismissing his claims. After 31 hours of deliberation, the 12-person jury found Boyle guilty of Kinsella's murder, but cleared him of involvement in Massey's due to insufficient evidence. He was sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after 33 years. Fellowes, however, was convicted on both counts and received an identical sentence, but without the chance for parole, an exceptionally rare penalty in Great Britain, ensuring he would spend his life behind bars. During sentencing, Fellowes displayed a smirk as he was led away, reportedly making a threatening gesture toward Boyle. That's it for today's video. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.